Hello and welcome to another highlight video for the Backyard Baseball 01 Montreal Expos season mode. This is from our fourth game of the season against the New York Mets, which served as a rematch and also our home opener. So as we jump into the highlights, we will see that we got off to a pretty strong start in this game. Mike Piazza hitting a solid line drive to left, but Ernie Steele playing in his own backyard, making a nice catch there. As we move to the bottom of the first, Mikey Thomas comes up with 2 on and nobody out, and Amanda Hellerman, who was a wizard in the first game against the Mets at getting out of jams, gets a double play, and it's looking like we might miss another opportunity, but Keisha Phillips was having none of that as she hits a beautiful line drive to the left field corner, and it is a ground rule double, which gets our offense started and gets us on the board with a 1-0 lead. We go to the top of the second, where more nice defense is found as Mikey Thomas makes a wonderful diving catch at third base to finish off another 1-2-3 inning for Luann Louis, who was on top of her game once again. Not much to discuss in the bottom of the second, except that Jocinda Smith hits a solid single to center field. Unfortunately, the bottom of the order is not able to drive her in. However, as we move to the top of the third, the Mets get their first base runner, and Serena DeMonte is going to ground it to Luann, who makes a fantastic throw to second base, and Pablo finishes off the 1-6-3 double play. That allows Annie Frazier in the bottom of the third to hit a screaming line drive right off of the pitcher Amanda Hellerman. It's amazing that she was not knocked out given the miles per hour off the bat there, but she actually stays in the game for a few batters later when Keisha Phillips is able to just get enough of this ball to hit it over the short fence in center field. And it is a 3-run home run for the Expos. Keisha Phillips was absolutely on point in all of her at-bats in this game, as you will see. And this was a big one to put us up 4-0. Jocinda Smith comes up later in the inning, and she is able to drop down a crazy bunt. A crazy bunt from Jocinda Smith, finally unleashing all of her offensive potential with that crazy bunt. Ernie Steele is able to lumber around the bases to give us our 5th run of the game. And then beautiful base running awareness here from Jocinda Smith, seeing that third base is completely abandoned, and she is able to take it easily for the triple. And in the next at-bat, Dante Robinson is also able to drop down a crazy bunt, which will easily score Jocinda Smith. He was thinking about second, but a nice fielding play by the Mets holds him to a single, and we go up 6-0. 1 on in the top of the fourth. Gary Allen with a line drive single to left, except that Ernie Steele fires it to second base and forces out Mike Piazza. A fantastic defensive play there. Bottom of the fourth, Mikey Thomas, line drive to right field into the corner. Pablo Sanchez off to the races. Pablo had a lot of running to do today, hitting mostly singles and then just running around the bases whenever his teammates wanted to drive him in. That puts us up 7-0, and Keisha Phillips is up next, and this time she gets a much better hold of the ball and hits it on top of the shed for her second home run in as many at-bats, putting us up 9-0 in the fourth inning. Any issues we had cashing in runners from the first matchup against the Mets were not there today, as people were putting on a show for the home fans. Top of the sixth, more great defense as Jocinda Smith makes a beautiful running play and Luann Louis covering first base like an absolute pro to get the out. Bottom of the sixth, it's Keisha Phillips again, this time bringing out the undergrounder, pulling out all of her tricks in this game. This allows Pablo Sanchez once again to be off to the races. He scores to make it 10-0, and they look to get Keisha at second and then throw it home for no reason, so she gets another double. Vladimir Guerrero is up next, and he too hits an undergrounder. with 2 runners on, and Vladimir Guerrero, with the excitement of the home opener, seemed to have extra speed today, and he is able to easily circle the bases for the 3-run inside the park home run. That puts us up 13-0. Top of the 7th, Mike Piazza trying to get them going, hits a seemingly line drive single to Vladimir Guerrero, but once again, not hustling, and we pull off the patented 9-4-3 put out there to get Piazza. Keisha Phillips, again, bottom of the 7th. She was not done as she hits a line drive opposite field into the right field corner. Once again, Pablo and Annie Frazier off to the races. And this time, Keisha Phillips is going to cash in with a 2-run triple, making her 5 for 5 with 9 RBIs. And as we go to the top of the 9th, 15-0, we felt was finally enough. We get the putout and we get the win. But once again, Keisha Phillips, 5 for 5, 2 home runs, 2 doubles, and a triple, and 9 RBIs. That is a legendary performance. But also shout out to Luann Louis with a 3-hit shutout and some amazing defense across the board for the whole team. Really couldn't ask for anything more from a home opener. So we get revenge against the Mets, get back to 500, and we have all the momentum now.